Hello and welcome back to Tesla News. My name is Marian and I'm your host today. Today we will cover the Tesla crash in Texas and the one that we had in China. And I will go into all the details with you today. Of course, I don't have any proven facts yet, but I think right now we have so much coverage and we have so much statements coming from Tesla's side that we can now take the dots and kind of connect them and make more sense about what actually happened and what the media, and this is not one news channel or one newspaper, but many media have gotten wrong in the past few days. So we will go into that and I hope you do enjoy that. And so if you want to support me, if you subscribe my channel, you give me support for my work and I hope you follow me for my daily updates now. And so we're gonna dive into the Tesla crash. So of course, I need to make a short statement here in the beginning. Everything that is around a new technology, always, as well in the past, it didn't matter what, had always people trying to stop it. So it doesn't matter if it's full self-driving or when people were finding out that you can build a car, they wanted to forbid the car. So always new technology is really hard. A lot of fights need to be fought to get the technology working and get the people accepted. And that's the same situation we are right now in with the full self-driving technology of Tesla. And so we're gonna start with the incidents in China first. So what happened in China is there was a woman and she was demonstrating, she was complaining, etc., etc. And she was complaining that the brakes of her car were not working. And the incidents got more and more attention when she went to the auto show and she was demonstrating on the Tesla car, and a lot of media coverage that. So the thing that people forget is in the past you could say stuff that happened and the brand or the car company had no chance to kind of say, well, it didn't happen. The thing right now with new technology, like the technology we have in the Tesla cars, is that Tesla can really take care of all the data they collect. And the thing what happened in China is you had all the noise, all the scandal, and wow, Tesla is doing so much bad things. But at the end of the day, yes, Tesla had to kind of get a change in the communication because there was a lot of upset people out there. But again, they released data that really proved that the woman was actually driving way too fast, way too fast. And if you're driving way too fast, of course, when you brake the car and you want to stop the car, you need much more distance, which is, common sense. And when you need more time to brake, of course, you're gonna drive into another car or you're gonna get into an accident. If you're from Germany and you go on a freeway and you're at 200 kilometers per hour, well, of course, the brakes are not going to stop you at like in 100 meters. That's not going to happen. So again, the data released showed she was really fast, and at some point even she tried to stop and the brakes were working. The car immediately slowed down. So what is really sad about that is that one person can kind of hurt a brand like Tesla really bad. But we will come to the United States story in Texas, which is even worse in this case, because now in China, they have so much demand. Of course, people might forget about it in a month or 2 months. And I think that this lady went one step too far because she must have known that she drove too fast. And of course, when you drive too fast, the brakes don't make you stop faster, okay? So again, here there's a lot of, I'm not gonna call it fake news, but there's a lot of not understanding how this entire car is working. And I think she kind of overreacted here. And this is, not working well for Tesla, but I think it will be over in a few months. It's not gonna take too long. But what happened in the United States is the autopilot, and that is even more taking more attention. So going into the issue that we had in Texas. So the reason why that all went into the newspaper is because the news do like anything that is working wrong with Tesla. I do see that when I go online and you look for any kind of news. Once something goes wrong, you have a lot of newspapers covering it. Once something goes really good, you have a few, always the same, covering it. So when this happened in Texas, of course, the announcement of the police that apparently, it's no proof yet if it happened or not, apparently there was no one actually driving the car, was of course fastly put in a newspaper, and the perception was, well, no person in the car means full self-driving was on and the car resulted into a crash. But again, this was the first impression. And a lot of people who know the technology surrounded by Tesla, and that was as well Elon Musk, has written on Twitter that he doesn't believe it is actually possible. And so again, I think the data that they collected from this car can really save them again. But it's really, really sad when I tell you that the image damage might take much longer. So what happened here is there is the speculation that the person who was inside this car, the two persons, that the owner of this car wanted to demonstrate how good the full self-driving capability or the autopilot is, because the full self-driving was not even bought. So it's not even existing in this car. That's what Tesla announced. So they can see if the FSD was actually bought. So that is the first thing. The second thing is then you have the autopilot. But the autopilot is actually only working when you have lines on the street, and the street didn't have any lines. So again, question mark, how is it possible that this car actually worked? How did this car actually drove itself? Then we had the news that apparently you can trick the entire computer by not sitting on the car in the front. You let it drive itself and you sit in the back and you can trick the computer. But again, this is not a mistake of Tesla then, if that is happening. Because if someone really knows to trick the computer and is sitting in the back, I mean, honestly, that is your own risk. Tesla has always announced that the technology is working well, but it's not perfect. And if you are trying to trick around this technology, it is not a good idea to do that, and then to kind of make a bad scene for Tesla because a crash is happening is really sad. So again, we don't know if that was the case. So now the Safety Board of Transportation in the United States is taking this case, and the fun part, or the sad part, however you want to take it, is that this safety board is taking sometimes around 2 years to solve such an issue. And Tesla is not accepting that. They want to speak out. They want to say it is how it is happening. But when you are taking care and you're working with this organization, they don't want you to speak any word. So that's the reason why Elon Musk is even right now not allowed to be part of this investigation anymore. And this results in the situation that the organization, the safety board, doesn't like Elon at all. So if you take that into consideration, if you take into consideration that a lot of media talked about that the FSD was working, but at the end of the day, it was not the FSD because it wasn't bought. Now it needs to be the autopilot. Again, you see there are so many question marks, and you see that the brand Tesla gets a lot of damage if a safety board is not able to solve this case in 2 years. Because that's 2 years of question marks, and consumers might be irritated, like, is it safe now or is it not safe? And that's the really sad thing here. So you have such an accident, and the safety board for transportation is not even like trying to get it done faster. So the 2 years are the maximum time, but it's pretty hilarious if you think about it. And this is the thing that I find really sad. And this results in a coverage that sounds like Tesla is not working well on its products, or the technology is not working at all. And this coverage is happening despite the fact that there's no proof yet that there's anything wrong with the computer, or if Tesla did anything wrong. So we have to still wait. Sadly, we have to wait. But again, I find it really sad that a lot of people talk about certain things that they don't have any idea of, or they don't have any proof about it. And I'm not saying here in this video that Tesla has done nothing wrong, because I don't have the proof for it. But again, the coverage is really confusing when you have a lot of newspapers talking so bad about a company and the technology that they don't understand. And I think Tesla will save themselves because they have the proof based on the data. We don't know if Elon has said everything that he said was correct, but I assume that the thing that he said was based on the data he collected from that car. And that means so far there's a lot of question marks how this could have happened, and it might even not be solved because you have no FSD, and then you need to go into an autopilot, but the autopilot of course is not as safe as the full self-driving capability, but this was not bought. So again, we have to see what is happening, guys, but I just wanted to share my frustration that a lot of media is talking about it in a way that sadly they don't understand the technology, and sadly there's no proof yet, and it's kind of building up rumors about things that are actually not happening, or there's no proof. So again, guys, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you did enjoy this coverage. I hope I could explain you a bit what happened here, and I wish you a wonderful day. Take care, guys.